cómo hacemos así. Tu cuerpo fuego para mí. Dulce de leche, venga para aquí.
Okay. Cops suspect family chopped up and grilled missing grandmother. What the actual fuck is even going on in this household? I don't know. Let's find out. What the hell? Like, how do you... That has to be the first time that shit is said. Like, just... That's insane.
From the brush in a nearby house's backyard. They call the fire department. The fire department arrives to investigate. But by then, the fire has burned out, and there's no sign of any arsonists. Little do they know that 4 days earlier, this house, that looks just like all the rest, was the scene of something like a horror movie.
Woman allegedly killed and dismembered by her daughter and granddaughter. It's a
Whoa.
case that is stopping everyone
Also,
in their
it's
tracks.
confirmed?
Burned and dismembered her body into more than 67 pieces.
Oh my
This
god.
is Celia Hardy. She's 19, and she says that her grandmother's screams aren't all that unusual.
She always screamed. Like when she was to fall and stuff, she would always scream. So we found a dismembered body. Do you know what dismembered means? Okay, so we found pieces of her body. Pieces like chopped up, like somebody's body was chopped up and banged
Oh my
in the
god,
house.
bro.
I can't say for sure that it's your grandmother. I don't know whose body it is. I don't know who else's body would be in the house.
But her grandmother,
She had no
71-year-old
reaction to
Margaret
that, though.
Craig,
She had no reaction to that shit. She said, oh, they're pieces, yeah. The fuck?
hasn't been seen since. When the police get involved, they'll discover that this apparent missing persons case is far from ordinary.
I know she went missing twice last year, and then January she did the same thing.
Was there a report for that?
No, she came back the third day, but she never said
What?
where she was or anything. And I kept on asking, she didn't want to tell me.
A grandmother's scream, a smoking grill, and a chainsaw bought from Amazon. Here on the decoder,
Oh, not
with never before
Amazon.
seen interview footage, this is the disturbing story of the
Oh my
disappearance
God,
of
bro.
Margaret Craig. She's known affectionately as Auntie Joyce among her relatives. As she got older, she began experiencing health issues. She'd recently suffered multiple strokes, and as a result, she needed long-term care. Her nurse was her daughter, 44-year-old Candace, living under the same roof and spending almost all their time together. Candace was dedicated to looking after her mother. She seems to have been the perfect daughter to the perfect mom. As a result, anyone would think she'd be distraught at the idea her mom had gone missing and that she'd contact the authorities as soon as she could. But it doesn't work out quite that way. On May 31st, one of Margaret's nephews drives over to the house. She hasn't been returning his calls for a week now. Having had so many
Wow.
medical emergencies in the past, her relatives are terrified that the next one will be her last. When no one answers his knock on the door, he calls the police. He messages Candace at the same time. He says, "I'm on the phone with the police. They are doing a wellness check. Sorry to scare you, but this is not normal." She responds with a thumbs up. When she finally comes to the door, she tells the family members that are gathered there that Margaret's gone to a friend's house. She says she'll go to the police once 72 hours has passed, not before. This is convincing enough that the responding officer leaves without taking any action. Margaret is an adult, after all. Even if she's a vulnerable one, Candace's words are enough for the police. But not for Margaret's family. One of them, at least, is still concerned enough that 2 days later, on June 2nd, they call 911 again.
You know, somebody did come forward and contacted the police department and asked the police to do a welfare check.
Officers respond to Margaret's address at 1:37 p.m. Candace answers the door and lets the cops in, seemingly ignorant that there's anything to worry about. It hasn't yet been 72 hours, after all, since she last saw her ailing mother, at least according
So
to her.
weird.
But what the police discover inside the house will throw everything into question, including the devoted daughter's claims. Is Margaret really missing, or is the truth something worse?
Aw, she
The
looks
investigators
so
sit
kind.
down with both Candace and her daughter Celia. They
At least
want to
in the
know when
pictures.
exactly
I don't know her. I don't know her. But she looks like she cook up a mean dinner. Yeah, that granny dinner.
they last saw Margaret. in what circumstances, and what they think might have happened to their beloved mother and grandmother. Candace is visibly in pain before the investigator comes in to talk to her. She's recently had issues with her back and went to the ER for it about a month ago. Has something she's done recently, some physical activity, like heavy lifting, aggravated the issue again? It's body language like this that will be key in her interview. Pressure from family members, the community, and the media is mounting.
Damn.
They need to find out if Candace
This is like the best editing I've seen in one of these videos yet. That shit was
and her daughter's stories
shit
match
on
up.
point.
Basic information from. What is your last name?
Craig. Who do you live with in that house?
My grandmother, my mother, and my mother's boyfriend.
What's his name? How long has he been living in the house with y'all?
2 years now.
2 years.
The investigators can tell Celia has something to say.
So when was the last time you seen your grandmother?
On Tuesday, before I left to go to work.
And you saw her last on around what time was that when you went to work? Was it 11:30 in the morning?
Yeah, before I went to work.
Was she okay? Like, was
Yeah, I
it,
had to check on her to let her know I was going to work.
where was she at?
She was laying down.
In her room?
Yeah.
When you said you checked on her, was something wrong with her?
She's answering quick as hell.
No, I guess she was just sleeping.
Okay.
So I know that your mother's missing. What is, kind of fill me into what's going on?
My daughter saw her on Tuesday. She said she was in the bathroom dumping her colostomy bag, and her grandma come out her room, and then she went out the front door. And then when she went out the bathroom, she realized the front door was open, so she knew she had to leave. But she didn't see her leave, but she knew she heard her.
So Saran saw her Tuesday, May 29th.
Yeah, she said
Am I bugging, or is that completely different than what the fuck she just said? Like,
before she went to work.
So far, so good.
Oh,
Both
I
mother
guess
and
not.
daughter concur that the last time Margaret was seen was on Tuesday, 3 days earlier, May 30th.
And you said you last saw your mother on Monday.
Yeah, we put some stuff on the grill and took some food into her room.
What did you see her
In the house. Yeah, we took some food to her bedroom. We had put some hamburgers on the grill and chicken.
at? What is the condition of your mother?
She had a couple strokes, diabetic. She was
they do not give a fuck. They did it, bro. They did it. Like, they're just so casual about this.
signs of early dementia, but not really diagnosed. The doctor never diagnosed her. She didn't want to go.
As Candace is talking about her mother's condition, we observe her touching her neck
back.
and
Ah!
her back again.
I love when these videos analyze their body language. I love
Like she
it.
can't get comfortable. This is a stressful situation, and she's only making her mother sound more vulnerable. Perhaps, conveniently, the undiagnosed dementia is something no doctor can confirm.
What do you know about her personal life or anything? Like anything going on in the house that would be
I know
issues?
she's been stressed and depressed.
Mhm.
So,
For what?
she's been,
Mm-hmm.
like, took some money and stuff.
Celia, meanwhile, focuses less on her grandmother's medical issues and more on her family's personal ones.
What was her condition when you saw her Monday?
Interesting.
She was quiet all day on Monday. She basically stayed in the room. She didn't really do anything. That was it. She was in the bed. It was quiet. Like the last couple of days, she was just quiet. It was like you can hear her on the phone talking, and then she would just start crying when she gets off the phone, like she was depressed. And I kept on telling her, I said, you need to tell your family how you're feeling. And she didn't want them to know certain things, and she was like quiet.
So where do you think she don't drive, right?
No.
Well, she didn't drive.
Mhm.
Where do you think she went?
I have no idea. Normally, if she needs to go somewhere, she'll ask me. But I went to the ER the first week of May, so got my spine, so I haven't been driving that much. But normally, she'll call her brother-in-law, but they haven't. They didn't pick her up that day. And my dad is really not concerned. He's thinking that she's with some man. I said, no, if she was with some man, she would have told me. So I don't think that's the case. But he's like,
With some man? How old is this woman? He really insecure? Talking about she with some man?
oh, she'll pop up.
What?
Candace
At
is
this
downplaying
age?
her lack of concern now.
Still?
But just next door,
Do they
so
just stay the same? Oh No.
Leah is undermining her mother's story.
But is that normal for you? Like if you came home and didn't see your grandmother for 3 or 4 days, would you think that was normal or is that abnormal?
No, that's not normal. My mother, she been telling me how she did it before, but I never did that.
Okay, but normally you're seeing her every day when you come home from work.
Ooh, maybe she doesn't have anything to do with it.
Mostly in her room all the time.
Where did your mom say she went?
Oh, she don't know.
So she didn't say she went to a friend's house or anything?
Yeah.
So who reported her missing?
Today, I don't know. I know she went missing twice last year, and then January she did the same thing. And
Was there a report for that?
no, she came back the third day, but she never said where she was or anything. And I kept on asking, she didn't want to tell me. But she came back the third day. I don't know who made the report today. So me and my cousin were supposed to go to the police station today to file a report. So Wednesday, the police came to the house. I think one of my cousins called, so they came to the house and they looked around. And I told them about the history of her being gone, and they was like, well, I will wait out 72 hours to see if she came back. And that's the reason why I was going to file today.
When was the last time you spoke to your mom over the phone?
She texted me Monday to come down and open a bottle of water, but
Isn't it insane how, like, there's grandparents that know how to text, and then there's grandparents that are just like, no clue what the fuck they're doing, like, at all. Like, the most you get out of them is a phone call, for real. Like, that's such a big spectrum.
even when I text her, she never responds, hardly. And when she needs me, she'll come by the step and she'll call my name. And she'll bang on the wall.
Text you on Monday.
No, that's her cell phone that text, not the house phone. She'll call me from the house phone if she needs me.
Until now, all of Candace's story has been anecdotal, but a text is something they can check against phone records. They can see if a text was sent from Margaret's phone on Monday, May 29th, but they can't know if it was Margaret herself who sent it.
How did you guys get here today? Tell me what happened today.
Today, I was in the basement cleaning up my daughter's colostomy bag, Soraya, because she had a mess over the place. And there was a knock on the door. And then the officer, like, someone reported her missing. And he came in and he looked around the place and that was it. So they had me upstairs in the living room. They didn't allow anybody to come in the house or to leave the house. And I'm here. When I talked to the police officer, he just said they was going to ask me questions about the last time I've seen my mom and stuff like that.
The investigator tries to determine what this partially disabled 71-year-old might have taken with her if she'd left the house of her own accord.
71 is not that old, actually.
It just seems strange that I know that you said previously, like, she did it like twice or three times in the past. But this has been for about 5 days. So this doesn't seem strange to you?
She was gone 3 days before, so I'm thinking, okay, she's going
You
to pop
don't-
up at the end of the day.
you don't
but
wanna see
that
the
never
title of
happened.
this,
I said that she
no,
doesn't
it's
pop up. I
fine.
told some family members.
There's a
that she's
grandma
not here by
missing.
72 hours, I'm going to file a report.
And they're
Because
here.
before she came home, I think the second day or third day.
She'd need money, too, if she'd taken off.
So do you have access to your mom's account or anything like that?
Yeah.
So have you noticed in the last 4 or 5 days any like normal transactions?
She has not made nothing. She doesn't have a credit card, so it's nothing. And she can't remember her passwords. Her book, where she has all her passwords, was on the bed.
Like what
I
kind
gotta
of
start
account?
doing that too.
Capital One.
So she got Capital One.
Yeah.
Just write all
And
my
you haven't
passwords
noticed
down.
any transactions on her Capital One card?
The only transactions that was made, that I made them, but she didn't make anything.
It's becoming clear here that Candace is the closest person in the world to her mom, who's separated from her husband and has no other children. If she doesn't know where Margaret is, with access to her bank accounts and knowledge of everything happening in her life, then who does? But Candace is continuing to emphasize her mother's poor mental well-being.
How would you describe your relationship with your mom?
We're close. She calls on me for everything. she probably is not happy with the career choice that I made. Like, she wanted me to continue school. She probably
She sounds kind of bitter.
had disappointments about that. But
She
other than
counts on
that,
me for everything. I don't know.
she calls me every day. Anytime she needs something, it's me. I guess my mother and daughter relationship, I should say.
Like, my mother and her relationship.
I don't know. That sounded a little bitter.
It's okay. Like, I mean, outside of, like, the regular family or even, like, we just, I've been hearing my mother been taking her money too. Is she unemployed? Yeah. How long has she been unemployed? She stopped working, I say, some years now. Okay. More than 3 years. She said she gets paychecks, but I don't know how. Okay.
Talia again agrees with her mom's account, but she goes even further. Candace's lack of employment has been a source of tension in the house.
Damn, what is
You
this
ever been violent with her?
perfectly lit
Or-
photo?
No, never. Okay.
This shit's a studio shot.
Mm-hmm. I know, like, my grandmother, she calls my mother name, like, every day. She gets irritated and stuff. Like, why she keep calling me and stuff.
I called it. Called it. Don't look at the title.
Now, hold on a minute. We've been talking about
Yo, Chris. What do you think about that title? What do you think about that title? Because I'm waiting. That shit sounds fucking insane. Okay, good. I want it to be. Oh, bro, this is gonna be.
a missing elderly lady, confused and depressed with likely undiagnosed dementia, according to her daughter. Only now, the investigators are asking about violence. There's something else going on here.
And you're not, so she calls you every day, and at this point, you're not concerned, even though you typically talk to her daily. And here it is, it's been 4 days, 5 days, and...
That's what said in 72 hours I was going to report. So I said if I didn't hear from her by the 72 hours, yes, I'll file. That's when my concern will kick in.
So, okay,
That
so we
doesn't
have some
even make
investigators
sense,
that are
bro.
at the house now. They conducted they got a court-ordered search warrant to search the house. So they're doing that now.
Candace's face looks stricken. She's shaken to her core. But why? If it's because they're searching her house, what is she so afraid they'll find? Little does she know, they've already found it.
So, right now, what we're investigating, we found a dismembered body. Do you know what dismembered means? Okay, so we found pieces of a body. Pieces, like, chopped up, like somebody's body was chopped up, in bags, in the house. I can't say for sure that it's your grandmother. I don't know whose body it is. I don't know who else's body would be in the house, but she's obviously missing at this point. We'll get her.
Oh my God. I don't think she had anything to do with it. I think it was the mom.
Based off of saying that, everybody said that they haven't seen her. It probably is her. So that's what I'm a homicide detective. So that's what I'm investigating. So that's why I'm asking you the questions along the lines of, like, would it, like, if it got to a point where it got so, like, to a point where maybe it got so violent, you know what I'm saying? So, because the thing is that it wouldn't make any sense for us to find, like, pieces in bags in the house.
Let's go back to the moment earlier this same day when the police arrived at Margaret's address for the welfare check.
Oh my God, I hope the mom had nothing to do with that.
After lunchtime.
I mean the daughter,
and they're
not the mom.
expecting
Fuck the
it to
mom,
be
bro.
little
She's
more than a
definitely
routine
guilty.
visit. The trail, if there is a trail, will surely lead them out and away from the house. But it doesn't. The second Candace lets them in, they notice a strange smell lingering in the air. The smell is that of decaying human flesh.
Fucking ew.
They also spot 3 white plastic trash bags on the floor of the basement.
God.
Around these, they see bloodstains.
Oh my God.
One of the bags is open, and it visibly contains human brain matter.
Oh my God.
There's a knife lying on the floor beside it. Candace Craig has just let the cops into a murder scene. As the officers search the house, they also find a chainsaw cover, cutting utensils, and cleaning materials. Finally, they discover the chainsaw itself. It doesn't take much of a leap of the imagination to realize what horrible purpose that chainsaw had. A neighbor approaches the police, seeing them roping the house off as a crime scene.
They even had like a little table with one of the umbrellas. They had that out there. They had the grill.
In hindsight, they think that what Candace and Celia were burning was human remains. Candace isn't going to crack, so the investigators focus in on the weaker link of the two, Celia.
Oh my god, is she a part of it?
More than likely it probably is. Because, you know,
Oh, that would suck.
chopped up, you know, in the basement. So that's where we found the pieces of her body at. That's what, you know, at this point, that's what we're investigating, a murder at this point.
Bro, pin all
A
that shit on your
sudden
mom.
revelation of the depth of the police's knowledge like this can often make a suspect fall apart, and Celia is no
Yeah.
exception. She starts
course.
telling the truth immediately.
So you can think
Yeah,
of
but
any-
maybe I'm hoping, cause I really she's young, bro. That'd be fucked if she's a part of this. But I'm hoping it's a situation where it's like the mom is forcing her to do it. Like, you know, that's like best case scenario at this point.
thing,
Like she's
let
scared
me
of her
know.
mom
I
or
know I
something.
heard my grandmother scream, but when was this? This was Monday.
And she's been honest so far.
But I know, but she always screamed. Like when she was to fall and stuff, she would always scream. So I asked my mother, what is that? She said that the boyfriend did knock something over, but all I heard was a scream. So I really don't know. So you heard her scream on Monday night, and then you woke up, or was you in your room? I was already up. Oh, so you was already up in your room? Yeah. And then you came out of your room, actually? No, my mom, she came in my room. I was like, who's that screaming? She was like, bending knocked something over, but it didn't sound like bending knocked over something, because she was in the basement, you know, I couldn't really hear anything. So you heard her scream, basically, from her room, and then your mother came in
Benny, where the fuck is Benny? I know he has something to do with it.
your room, and shortly after, and she said that it was Benny had knocked over something. Yeah. You just said that twice.
Benny in the jet.
She always, when she falls, she screams. Okay.
The investigator knows she's starting to get somewhere. In order to encourage this confessional spirit, she offers Celia some food or drink, like a reward.
You need any water or anything like that? Anything to eat, anything like that? Yeah. We have snacks and stuff. Yeah. What do you eat? Like, are you allergic to anything? I'm not. Okay. I'll be right back.
Wow.
Then she leaves
love the
Celia alone
tactics,
for a
bro.
moment to stew in her thoughts. Look at her body language here. The reality of what's happening is slowly sinking in. She's resorting to self-soothing, hugging herself for comfort. She looks at the cuffs attached to the walls, like she's contemplating the very real possibility of future
She's gonna be
prison
in it.
time. Her only
Oh,
hope
shit!
is cooperation
I love this channel. I'm gonna subscribe immediately. I like that they're analyzing everything.
with the cops. Like she's resigned to this, she takes the fruit cup the investigator gave her and opens it.
Oh,
She's going to
crying.
try to take charge of her future now, even if that means turning on her mom.
I just want to clarify. So you said that you heard your grandmother scream on Monday night, but you still saw her on Tuesday morning? And you're sure that she was snoring and not like, and you just didn't like, you know what I mean? I heard a noise, so I guess she was snoring. Okay, so you're sure? But I told her that I was beaming out. I didn't hear you. But she didn't respond back to you. No. So she very well could have not been alive.
Yeah, this one's different. They've all been different, I think. I just be clicking on interesting titles, but I'm definitely this is the one. This is the one
At
for
that
me.
point.
And the editing is fire. I was mentioning that earlier. This shit is fire. They'd be like flipping the pictures and okay.
Okay. We got close. Okay.
Candace's story hinges on her daughter having seen Margaret alive on Tuesday,
Right.
but Celia didn't actually see her.
Because, you know, like, I mean, it's one thing for a loved one to die from cancer or old age or whatever, but to have someone die, like, you know, where they're, like, chopped up, that's completely, you know what I mean, that's different, like, that's a different kind of suffering, you know what I'm saying, like, there's nothing natural about that. So that's why we're just trying to get to the bottom of this story, because it's just like, you know what I mean? Like,
Bro, I'm thinking, damn, this shit is fucking insane. Now I'm thinking, can you imagine waiting for that fucking chainsaw to arrive? Because they ordered it from Amazon, it said. Just waiting for that chainsaw to arrive so you could get rid of the body. You're like Oh my God, that feeling is. Oh my God, that shit is crazy.
The
That
smell
has
of
to
the
be
dead
like
body is very, very
so.
memorable. So, like, you know what I mean? You come in the
What a
house,
odd
like,
thing.
in how we found her, or wherever this body is, how we found the body. Body had this, like, was dead for at least 2, 3, 4
4
days.
days.
Because,
Damn.
it was, like, it was kind of decomposed. So, it had been there for a little bit. You know, it would match up for what you heard on Monday, because, you know, it's now Friday. So, a body, like, you know, chopped up or whatever, and
That's
it would
a
make
good
sense. Like,
detective.
you know, since you heard on Monday, it could have been, like, whatever
She's
was
being very
going
blunt
on
with her
down
too.
there. So that would make sense. But if you're saying that you saw her on Tuesday, and seen her sleeping, that part wouldn't, like I said, it wouldn't go with how long that body would have been, like, in the bag. You know what
Can
I'm
she mute
saying?
her phone though?
We just investigating.
That would have been
Like, we're
driving
just
me crazy.
investigating this at this point. So we're looking for you to know anything that you know. Like, it's important. And even if it's something small that you might think, like, it might not matter, it would matter to us. I was going through my Amazon orders. I saw she ordered a chainsaw. On what day was this? I gotta look back on the orders. Was it this week though? Yeah, it was this week. Okay. I know she ordered a chainsaw, and I was asking like, what is it for? She didn't really tell me.
The detective clarifies what she already suspects, that Candace is the prime suspect here.
Is she, like, normal? Does she have, like, rage fits? Is she violent at any time? I know my mother and Billy, they argue and stuff, so she would, like, throw stuff at him, like, throw, like, hard stuff. Like, last time she threw something at him, I made a hole in the wall. So he just pretty much have, like fights between them, but never with your grandmother. Has Benny ever had any issues with your grandmother?
We observe Celia keeping her arms wrapped tightly around herself as she reveals how conditional her mother's love can be.
Today she was just texting me, oh, I love you, I love you. So when she's telling me that she loves me, that means something really bad happened. Or she did something. Is that abnormal for her, or normally when something's going wrong, that's what she normally tells you? Something goes wrong. When was the last time she, like, said
That's
that?
actually so fucking sad.
She knew
Whoa,
something
that's
wrong, whatever happened
sad.
with that. She normally says I love you, so... You just knew something was up, because she was saying I was at work, she was telling me, the police is here, I love you, and I was calling her phone, she didn't answer, she finally answered. She told both my sisters the same thing, she loved them, and stuff. So I just knew something was wrong.
This is an obstacle to her cooperation. She doesn't want to betray her mom. The investigator tries to put her mind at ease.
We don't go back and forth about, like, you know, or we'll go to your mom and be like, okay, well, your daughter said this, but that doesn't make sense. We would let your mom tell her story, and then after she's finished telling us, like, we'll ask questions. It's like, hey, so you didn't smell a body in the basement, and then we leave it at that. And then we just talk at the table, and that's it. Yesterday when I was washing clothes, I did smell something, but I don't know what type of smell that was. You never smelled it before? No, just a bad smell. It just stunk? Yeah, it's like the whole basement living room. It just stunk. And I realized the carpet was gone.
Oh.
Did you have carpet there before? Okay, and it just disappeared? Yeah.
The smell of a corpse is obvious. So obvious that the police didn't need to be in the house for more than a few moments that day to realize what they'd walked into. The investigator
Do you think they train? I know there's definitely police officers that have been in the force long enough to know that smell, like just recognize it. But it seems like it's not like I've never fucking smelled that smell. Decomposed body? Hell no. It seems like it's not recognizable to the like untrained nose or whatever the fuck it is. So I wonder if they like train you as a police officer. They don't. Um, Interesting.
tries to impress this
Just
upon
learn it over
Celia.
time.
So through this whole thing, like between your mother telling you not to go to your grandmother's room, to seeing the carpet gone, to like you didn't think like anything was going, like where it was going on, because like so did, like your mother never at any point said like, hey, this is what happened, like this whole time. This seemed weird, but I was trying to ask a question. What did you ask me? And you heard from grandma. and stuff like that. She said, you know, she been texting her and stuff, like texting back and stuff, going back and forth with my mom. And I know she went grilling. She tried to grill. Like when you like barbecue. I know she tried to grill. Did I eat any of that food, or she just grilled and didn't bring nothing in? No, she just grilled. Okay, but I smelled it, but I just didn't see no. But you didn't see no food and not like that.
Oh nah.
So when your cousins, I guess, came over and they were suspicious of the whole thing, because they're the ones who kind of initiated this whole thing anyway. Because then I guess they couldn't get a hold of her. And then they came in, like you said, they went to the house, police came, they found nothing. Did you never see those trash bags in the basement at all? No. You just smelled it? I just smelled something bad.
Salia's listing her mother's suspicious behaviors, but she's not quite revealing everything.
I'm asking, like, what do you think could have went wrong between your mom and your grandmother to the point where it could have got, like, to the point where your grandmother ended up in a position where they might have been in either a physical altercation.
Dude, even if I'm just thinking so much, bro. Even if it was like someone is driven to the point of murder and is trying to hide it, I think there's just a different kind of fucking just evil, just different kind of like panic that goes into chopping someone up. Like that just seems insane to me. Like I, as a person, I don't even think I'm capable of murder in general. But you know, let's say whatever. I'm definitely like I'm fucking out. Like I can't imagine. Oh my god, bro, that shit is disgusting. I can't.
Altercation just went bad, and she got to this point. I think altercation went bad because I heard her scream. You hear your grandmother, but you didn't hear anybody else scream at night. Like nobody argued or nothing. Just heard her scream. I just heard her scream. Then after that, nothing at all. That next morning, you saw her before you went to work. Yeah. You think you heard her snoring though? Yeah. Did you smell anything when you went in the room? I think I smelled tea. Okay, so it kind of stuck in the room. Yeah, I just smelled like tea. They mentioned in the police report that you and your mom were acting kind of weird that day, like kind of trying to get them out. No. I was trying to like get them to stay. To stay? And your mom was trying to get them to stay? Yeah, I was trying to figure out where she was at too. Oh well. I don't know, she was people telling her, oh, they need to leave, they need to leave.
What's most clear is that Salia couldn't have failed to notice her grandmother being murdered right under her very nose. And when these dominoes fall, they all fall. She sketches out a horrifying sequence of events. On May 23rd, the early hours of Tuesday morning, over a week earlier, Salia heard her grandmother scream. The next day, she found Margaret's remains in a blue bin in her bedroom. When she confronted her mother about this, Candace enlisted her help in dismembering Margaret's body using the chainsaw she'd purchased on Amazon. They tried to burn her remains on May 27th, the day the neighbors saw the fire. They also tried to grill her body parts, grilling pieces of chicken alongside them to try to disguise the smell. Candace had killed her mother by suffocating her with a trash bag. Then, with the help of her 19-year-old daughter, she tried to cover it up. It was a week later that Margaret's remains came to light. But why? By all accounts, she was a loving, caring daughter, dedicated to nursing her ailing mother.
She was tired of it.
In just one night, all that had changed.
The mother and her daughter have been charged in connection with murdering the family's grandmother.
Woman allegedly killed and dismembered by her daughter and granddaughter. It's a case that is stopping everyone in their tracks, and as Lex Juarez explains, it's posing a challenge for investigators, too.
Margaret's bank account was active even after her death on May 23rd, buying a box of 13-gallon trash bags, paper towels, and a plastic drop cloth. The chainsaw purchase was also in Margaret's name. If Candace had used her mother's money to buy the items used to dispose of her body, what's to say she hadn't been using it while Margaret was still alive as well? This was made tragically evident by a series of phone calls made to Margaret's bank. In many calls, a woman who said she was Margaret Craig asked the bank to approve large purchases, such as a $211 pair of collectible sneakers, and wire money into Candace's account. In other calls, a woman who called herself Margaret, whose voice was notably different and older, pleaded for help. She'd been noticing strange purchases appearing on her statement from services she'd never used, like DoorDash and Lyft. This was the real Margaret, discovering that she'd been the victim of financial fraud. And the culprit was none other than her own daughter. Celia confirms this.
Like no beefing or nothing in the house.
My grandmother and my mother about the money situation.
Well, about your grandmother thinking that your mother was stealing money.
Yeah. And sometimes my grandmother would go to the bank, and I go home, my grandmother would be like, where's the money at? And the money was gone.
Candace was systematically stealing from her own mother, who had a healthy retirement pot. Sometimes she'd even enlist her youngest daughter, who was 12, in the scheme, getting her to phone the bank for new debit cards. When Margaret finally realized what was going on and confronted her about it that fateful Monday night, Candace killed her. Candace denies all of this. She even tries to blame Celia and her middle daughter for the killing.
What?
But Celia knows it's time to do the right thing. She pleads guilty to accessory after the fact and is sentenced to supervised probation for 5 years. In exchange, she takes the stand to testify against her mother.
Yeah.
She tells the jury about the stealing and the confrontation.
Wow. Good, bro. I was gonna say good for her. Maybe that's not the best choice of words, but I'm glad she didn't get prison time.
And the killing. She tells them about the burning and the grill and the chainsaw, all the different methods they tried and failed to hide what Candace had done. When asked why she helped cover up this heinous crime, Celia just replies,
It's my mom.
because my mother asked me.
Yeah.
She must also undergo psychiatric and psychological evaluation and a drug and alcohol evaluation. She will live with her grandfather, Margaret's husband, in D.C. until she finds herself permanent housing. Candace, meanwhile, is found guilty. There are no
Bro, I just wanna hit
mitigating
her.
factors
Like,
in her life.
I just imagine swinging through the screen, bro. That shit pissed me the fuck off looking at her for that long.
Someone who worked hard all her life. She was providing for her grown daughter who was living with her, her grandchildren,
And her
she
fucking
even
boyfriend.
allowed her daughter's boyfriend to live in the home. So this is
Broke
a
ass
giving,
bitch,
caring,
like-
loving, compassionate, and understanding woman who was killed, who was asphyxiated by her daughter. And make no mistake, Miss Candace Craig absolutely committed this crime, and she is now being held accountable.
As a result,
How
she's
much?
sentenced to life without
Yeah.
possibility
Yeah,
of parole.
yeah. I
Today,
like that.
she sits in prison, with her family still reeling from what she's done. Not just murder, but the murder of a vulnerable elderly person and a loving grandmother. What do you think about this tragic story? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay safe, keep up with our channel, and we will see you very soon on The Decoder.
The decoder. Fuck with that.
Mamacita, no quiero compartir. Cuando entro a un club yo me veo original. Como la luna que brilla nadie puede igualar. Me miro de reojo, yo no puedo controlar. Sé que quieres acercarte, pero temas al final.